Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Kamila Azimah binti Khaira Anwar. Today I will be presenting my individual assignment for information ethics and law. Based on the article, The Ethics of Generative AI in Social Science Research, a qualitative approach for institutionally grounded AI research ethics. So, let me start with some background. Generative AI tools like ChatGPT are now widely used in academic research, including in social science. But here's the problem. Our existing research ethics codes like the Nuremberg Code from 1964 and the Bellman Report from 1978 were written long before Gen AI even exists. The authors argue that a single universe ethics checklist simply cannot capture the complex and the context-dependent dilemmas that Gen AI created. To explore this, they conduct 17 semi-structured interviews with junior social scientists, mostly graduate students and the postgraduates, to understand how this research actually experience and think about AI ethics in their daily work. Next, the main finding. So what did they find? Their central argument is this. Ethics for AI as this research cannot be reduced to a universal checklist. It must be institutionally grounded, shaped by each university, department and the community. In other words, these three follow from this. First, the technical function of the Gen AI itself is not the real problem, it's just a necessary condition. Second, ethical dilemmas actually arise when Gen AI interacts with the academic norms and the hierarchies. And third, this means we need ongoing democratic dialogue, not one fixed rule book. Next, from this study, I identify 7 key concepts that connect this article to information literacy and ethics. These are generative AI itself, research ethics, institutionally grounded ethics, and then 3 narrative, which is the equalizer narrative, the meritocracy narrative, and the community narrative, and authorship, plagiarism, and the reproducibility. Let me walk you through each one. First, generative AI. These are advanced large language models that can produce text, image, and code by mimicking human creativity and reasoning. And what's important here is that the article treats Gen AI as more than just a tool. They call it a socio-technical actor, meaning it actively interacts with the institutional structure, not just a neutral piece of technology. This matters for information literature and ethics because it fundamentally changes how researchers access, create, and share information. Second, research ethics. Discover the core value of research, respecting the human subject, ensuring the data integrity, and being honest and accountable. Historical that this has been expressed through the checklist like the Nuremberg Code and the Bellman Report that I mentioned earlier. But these articles' main challenge is that these statistics, universal code, and simply inadequate for AI complex, context-dependent dilemmas. Third, and this is really the theoretical anchor of the whole assignment, which is the institutional grounded ethics. This means ethics are negotiated locally within that they call meso-levels context, which is the university, department, a research group, and academic community. Here's a concrete example using the ChatGPT for the coding might be perfectly acceptable at least a resource institution, but seen as academic dishonesty at a highly founded. Prestigious one. Same action, different ethical judgment because ethics is not abstract, it's a social embed in a specific institution. Fourth, the equalizer narrative. Some interviews saw AI as a bridge, helping them overcome language, culture, and a mentorship barrier, especially for non-native English speakers. But there's a catch. Gen AI actually works best when you give it a polished English input, so native speakers benefit more. This raises a real fairness and access issue. Does AI level the playing field or does it quickly widen it? Next, the meritocracy narrative. This is about whether using Gen AI will count as a journalistic skill, like knowing SPSS or R, that deserve recognition, but the benefits are not eventually spread. AI tends to favor quantitative and computational research over the qualitative work. So, this raises the question, who gets to define the competency in AI medical research work, and is that fair? 6. The community narrative. Let's look at the bigger picture, how Gen AI affect the whole academic community. On the positive side, some believe it can enhance the writing, productivity, and even the peer review process. But others worry about the risk to reproducibility, since AI outputs vary, and about training the peer review with a flood of new manuscripts. Ultimately, this is about the collective responsibility of research community to protect the scholarly integrity. And finally, the seventh concept, which is the three closely linked issues. First, the authorship. Journals like the Nature Machine Intelligence have already ruled that AI cannot be listed as a co-author because it can be held accountable. Second, plagiarism. AI can imitate writing style so closely that it blurs to the intellectual ownership. And third, reproducibility. AI outputs can vary between the session, so another researcher might not even be able to replicate the same result. Next, so how does all this tie back to the information literacy and the ethics? It's grouped into the three areas, which is the responsible access, who get fair access to the AI-assisted research tools, which is the honest creation, making sure the AI exists context stay transparent and traceable for to real author, and the ethical sharing, which is protecting the peer review integrity and the reproducibility. Ultimately, all seven concepts trace back to the one core question: how do we access, create, and share information responsibly in AI-mediated world? And to conclude, here are my four main takeaways. One, AI ethics are not a fixed rule book. It involves the institutional context. Two, universities and departments should hold their own democratic deliberation rather than waiting for one global checklist. Three, junior researchers like the interviewers in this study are actually well positioned to critically reflect on this emerging norm. And four, for information literature and ethics, especially ethical information behavior, is a constantly evolving, context-specific practice, not a static role. And that's all for me. Thank you.